Good, Peggy. How you doing?
Good.
Thank you for
Shane,
having
it's
me.
great seeing you.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, I'd like to bring on one of our Chairman Circle members, Shane, Leo Bunning and Bunning Chevrolet of Santa Paula, and with us today, Shane Morger. So I'd like for him to talk a little bit about some things that they're doing at Bunning Chevrolet, including a recent fundraiser that they did with KBTA, and a little bit about what's going on in Bunning Chevrolet, all the new exciting things that are happening. So Shane.
Yep, thanks.
Thank you for being here.
Good to see you guys in person here, and can't wait till we all can be together again. And because I know what kind of people you guys are, and
Yes.
so I know what we're going through. But it's you know, we're doing fine. Bunning Chevrolet of Santa Paula, as you guys, because you're there for the grand opening in November, 300 people. Wow, we're going great guns. Better month January than we did in December, better month February than we did in January. We set a record in March, and then obviously this happened. But we are still, we're still selling cars. We're doing about 75% of the business we were doing, but our service and parts and body shop is open. And then, as you know, Mike Powers from the county came in and told us that we could open up our showroom about 7-10 days ago, and we did, and so we're being very obviously socially conscious. We're distancing. If you want your car delivered on the spot, we'll do that. But you know, I was going to tell you, I don't even think I told John or Peggy, but you know, earlier this month, my wife and I did our own stimulus package with Leo. We went in and we couldn't resist a brand new 2019 Chevy Suburban sitting in our garage right now, because it's 0% for 7 years, 84 months, and no payments for four months. And I just said to my wife, I said, we can't pass this up. And we did it, and we've had several friends that have gone in since then and doing the same thing. Now it's for well-qualified buyers, and you know, Peggy, you said it earlier, it's April 30th. We don't know if those incentives, we think they're going to last starting in May tomorrow, but we'll see what the new incentives are. But, you know, it's a great time to buy a car or service your car. And I'll get back to the fundraising in just a second, John. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. No. Yeah. So anyway, what Bunning's, oh, go ahead, Peggy.
No, I was going to say, do you think, excuse me, John, I'm just kind of curious. So basically, do you think people are starting to understand that the machine shop, not the machine shop, the repair shop, that's essential? Yes. Buying a car now is essential, because I know for a while they had the dealerships, weren't they closed for a while?
They were closed to the I mean, we didn't have salespeople on the floor. We had
internet sales.
Internet sales, and again, we would deliver remotely to wherever you wanted. But now they've kind of loosened a little bit on that.
Okay, great.
Again, you know, we're kind of back to, you know, I'm not going to say 100% but our service department, our mechanics they're turning the wrenches and they're fixing bumpers back in the back, and so it's a bump in the road, and like we all say, we're going to get through this together, you know.
Yes.
Good. And then another great thing that Shane and Leo were doing was last Friday, KBT has a weekly fundraiser that they do. It's a music event for an hour, and they sponsor different programs. And last week there was they were supporting the Ronald McDonald House, which Ventura Rotary was hosting it, and I know Santa Paula is also involved in raising money for that. And I know, and I heard Shane on the radio and Leo on the radio talking about it. So Shane, would you like to elaborate a little bit on that?
You know, it's so funny. It came about, my neighbor, Mike Anderson, who's been kind of putting these weekly fundraisers together, and they're going to do one tomorrow night for Food Share. But 2 weeks ago, they did one for Food Share, and I just happened to catch the last 5 minutes of it. And it wasn't really promoted very well because it was the first one, and they raised $350 on it. Mike lives 3 houses down, and it was a Tuesday afternoon, and I needed air in my tires, bicycle tires. I know that he has 3 kids, so I went down and I borrowed his bicycle pump. And we started talking, and he said, we're doing this thing. And he said, maybe Leo wants to do this. And I went back and I called him 3 minutes later, and I said, Leo, they did this thing for food share. Maybe if we put up $350, they'll match $350. And Leo goes, no, we'll put up $1,000. And all of a sudden, a little promotion is born. Now we have some free promotion. Now we're on the radio with Spence, where you heard us at, John. And now we raised $3,700, including the Bunnin $1,000 match that we had for the first 1,000. Now they're going to have it again for food share on Friday. But it's just something where, and Leo just texted me about 45 minutes ago, and he just said, hey, I just want to let you know, made a little donation to the Boys and Girls Club there, and with Jan over there, and so we're just doing what we can do. And Leo's philosophy is, you don't have to give a lot, just give a little, give something, and whether it's local in Santa Paula, or whether it's the Ronald McDonald House, or BCMC, or it's a hospice, we all have our favorite charities, but everybody's kind of hurting right now. And so we want to give back, and maybe it gets contagious. We think it will, and it's the least that we can do.
That's wonderful. And what's wonderful about that Ronald McDonald thing too is that I think, and I heard about that, and I also promoted it on the Santa Paula Times Facebook page when I saw it, because that's actually a unit at VCMC where they're going to build like a miniature Ronald McDonald house. So it'll be for local children who can't get to LA or whatever, or they're better closer to home, which all of us are. And so that's just a wonderful program in our Rotary Club, which John was president of. Were you president when they had the fundraiser last year, John?
No, I was incoming. So, yeah.
Okay, but they had, they had a very successful fundraiser and a kickoff for it, and then of course this happened. And I think you guys I know that Leo and Bunnin is Chevrolet is very generous, and everybody always appreciates it, Jane.
Yeah, they do a great job giving back to the community. So we really appreciate everything that Bunnin Chevrolet does for the community and for the county, for that most part. So anyway.
Okay, so anything you want to add, Shane, or we'll move on maybe?
We're kind of looking forward to what things get back to normal, and you guys may talk about it, but it's so funny. The community events that we have there in Santa Paula, and I don't know, I think maybe the 4th of July fireworks is coming up, and we've contributed to that, and we actually gave a little bit more, and we're kind of looking forward to kind of a new normal that we're going to have, and I get it. It's not going to be what we've been doing for months on end or years on end, but we're going to get back to some normalcy, and those street fairs, John, that we talk about, and those mixers that we like to go to, and I don't know if maybe we don't shake hands, maybe we five high, maybe we don't do the five high. I don't know, but I want to fast forward 3 months and see how this movie ends, because I think we will be back to some normal. I have a daughter that's supposed to be getting married August 1st, and we don't know if what's going to go on yet. So it's a crazy, crazy time. But I think if we just support each other, whether it's downtown Santa Paula or whether it's the county or whether it's the Santa Clara Valley, we're kind of all in it. You hear it all the time. We're in it together, and we'll get through it.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Yes, absolutely. Now, speaking of getting through it together, how are things going? Excuse me one second, Shane. John, how's it going with the finance programs for small businesses and loan programs? Have you got any feel for that?
Yeah, this past Monday, the SBA funding was in there from the federal government, $310 billion that came through. And then they had 60 billion assigned for the idle loans also. So in talking with a lot of our businesses here in town, some of them that didn't receive the funding the first round are now receiving it. So you're starting to see the businesses start ramping up now. They're just kind of waiting for the governor to say, okay, we can start doing this in his next phase. So, but they're preparing. You know, a lot of places they're doing a little bit of remodeling. They're starting to get their employees. So you'll see it. You know, Chapala's is opening up Friday. Chapala's restaurant.
Go.
So, yeah, you know, last week we had La Cabana. So we're starting to see a little action going. Unfortunately, you know, a lot of our other small businesses can't open yet, but we are in discussions with our county officials, with the state, all the chambers of the county. We're all starting to talk about how we envision our communities opening up. We're working on some documentation to help the businesses. We're looking at providing some assistance for businesses as they open up. Our chamber board is actually trying to, we're reviewing any available resources, hopefully free resources that'll help them as they open up, because they will have limited funding. So we're going to try and provide them what they can. But on top of that, we're working on a program to help promote them through marketing. We're looking at doing a new social marketing package. I've been working on that. And we're working with other organizations to try and pull together, because we do have limited funding. You know, the chamber right now, we aren't receiving any funding, but we're doing what we can right now. We don't qualify for any of the lending right now. We're hoping the next time around it does. So we're trying to think outside the box, get a little creative, but we also have to prepare, because when it opens, it's going to open quick. You know, it starts going. And we have to be prepared for our businesses to support our members and the community in general. You know, and that includes festivals, that includes any kind of activities. And so I'm working with all the organizations, working closely with the city to monitor what's going on. And we're trying to do what we can to make it happen. Be ready, be prepared when they when up.
You know, John, just a question. Are people on the second round of this funding, are they getting funded at the same time? Or are they having to reapply? Or
no, everybody that was in the queue already, they were still in there.
Okay.
Yeah, the advice we were giving everybody is to contact their banks on Monday, make sure everything is still in the system. They have they received a notification that it's in the system. And it was all there for them. And what all the banks were going to do, once it was funded, they were going to start processing what was in the queue there. So,
and that's on the paycheck program, correct? The paycheck program?
Yeah, the payment protection program. And then the idle funding, they did start up that also. And so anything that was in the queue there was also going to be funded. The great thing is the federal government learned from the first round. They actually capped some of the loans for the larger banks that were taking all the money. Yes. They gave more towards the small hometown banks like the Sierra, and so it made those applications more available for our small businesses, because a lot of them didn't get it because the larger companies were taking all the money.
Yes.
You know, and so it was a learning lesson. I was on, you know, I've been on calls with U.S. Chamber and Cal Chamber, and we all discussed about how, you know, in the EDC, Bruce Stencil actually talked about this on how it was funded, and you know, we had to learn a big lesson from that. It was great to put the money out there.
I bet it was. Bruce is very smart.
Yeah, so we've been using his guidance. We usually talk with him once or twice a week, and we're listening to what he says, and he's got a really good handle on what's happening in the county and the state and how it's affecting what we do. Great thing he talked about the other day on a call was that all the businesses that have looked for the free support, we've been asking all of our businesses to go to the EDC because they have so many free resources, and they give some free advice also. If you call them, they will help you. And we had 15 businesses from Santa Paula that reached out over the last 3 weeks for assistance.
That's wonderful.
Previously, we only had one. So they reached out, they supported them, they helped them, they got them in the right path, and so they helped them with the right funding that works for them. And from what I'm understanding is that most of them now have gotten funded. So
that's wonderful.
So we're just, there's a handful of them still that we're working with, but for the most of them that I've talked with so far, they are receiving their funding. So it's just a matter of time before they get it. Now the tricky part is waiting to open up. So that's what's gonna take a little bit. But I know the governor's talking about setting up a phase 3, and I know Mike Powers is really been on it with Dr. Levin. They're trying to figure out what would be the best way to start this. You saw the beaches open up last weekend.
Yes.
And they did a fantastic job. The county did a great job monitoring that, better than some other counties.
Very good.
I know Governor Newsom closed Orange County down, but didn't close Ventura County down. So we're doing our part to make it. We're kind of leading the way out of all the counties that I've seen so far. We have the lowest cases. We're way ahead of what they're forward thinking and what they're doing. But they're very open in telling us what's going on, and everybody's doing their part, which is great.
Yes, absolutely. Ventura is a model. Ventura County's become a model for the rest of the state in a lot of ways, and we all have a lot to be proud of and thankful, because we're not, our illness rate is down and our death rate is down, and this has been a real challenge, and so many have stepped up to it, and that's just a wonderful thing. Now, how are we doing on food for providing for our less fortunate brothers and sisters? I might add, just to give a plug, La Cabana on Tuesday, which is Cinco de Mayo, they're going to be donating 10% of their proceeds on Cinco de Mayo to Spirit of Santa Paula, which of course is our homeless shelter, which is wonderful. So everybody keep that in mind.
What better way? It's Taco Tuesday, Takeout Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo. I mean,
margaritas to go.
Margaritas to go. I mean, wow, it's the perfect storm there, So hopefully they get a ton of people going there, along with supporting all of our other restaurants that are out there.
Absolutely.
Too. But it's good to see La Cabana back. I know people have been waiting for them, and hopefully with Chapala's opening up Friday also, we'll show strong support for them as well.
Oh, absolutely. Now, how's it going with the census?
Census. As of yesterday, Santa Paula's at 58.6%. So we've moved up.
That's great.
In 2010, we're at 72.5. So we've increased quite a bit over the last week. So our goal is still to hit 72%. And this is all self-responding. This isn't even our enumerators knocking on the door yet. So if we can hit that 70+% mark before they start knocking on doors, we're going to exceed what we did 10 years ago. And we're still working hard. We're out there giving cards. We're working with some of the organizations like Poder Popular that gives meals out at our food.
It's a great organization.
We were just there handing out some cards for them. So they're still talking to people and getting word out. We're doing a lot of social media, which is fantastic. And so we got a few other things we're going to be doing to help keep it up. But county's at 63.1%, so we're right there with the county. We're ahead of the state still. The state's at 55.7.
I think that's great.
Yeah, and the U.S. count is 54.3. So Ventura County in general is one of the top counties in the state as far as the census outreach so far, as far as census response.
That's wonderful, because we've always been considered a hard to count. We've always been a little, especially Santa Paula, we've always been, but you've got a secret weapon now back in town, Father Charles. And you should get Father Charles involved, because he is a rock star.
Yes.
He is.
Guadalupe Church has really been a supporter of us, and so we're pulling out all the stops. So, we got council member Andy Sobel's on our group, and he's doing a lot for us too. So we're really trying to do the outreach. And so if I'll plug the website is spcounts.org, and everything you need to know about is on there: facts, figures, a link to fill out the census online. But we put the latest updates. It's updated daily. The city of Santa Paula has been fantastic about helping us keep the site up and running. So if anything you need to know about the census, go to our site, spcounts.org. So,
Okay, great. Anything else on your mind?
all what I would like to say is, to everybody out there, they've been doing a fantastic job. I love the fact that they're supporting our businesses. Our restaurants are thriving right now, that are doing the takeout. It's great. I was just talking with Chef David's Kitchen and Catering today, and Rotary does their Wandering Wednesdays,
yes.
and so we picked David's Kitchen yesterday, and he was telling me a little while ago that he had in about a 2-hour window, he had over 30 orders from Rotarians.
Oh,
He
that's
said it was his best day yet since he's been
He's
there.
got great food there too.
He's actually, he told me today he's looking at hiring somebody, which is unheard of right now.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I had a conversation with Greg over at the draft, and he's doing well too. So all our businesses that have had to make the adjustments, they're doing okay, and they're there for everybody. So thank you to all of our citizens for supporting, for being safe out there, doing their social distancing, wearing their masks, doing what they can. And another thing with our seniors, we're really supporting our seniors out there. I've been delivering meals for Meals on Wheels with the city. Have conversations. The chamber's stepped up, and we're helping the city twice a week doing the Meals on Wheels, and we're having conversations with some of our senior citizens to see what they need. They're cooped up in their house, and so we're just having a quick little conversation while wearing our mask and our gloves and doing the whole thing and keeping our distance. But just having a quick 1-minute conversation with them to make sure they're okay. Keep them connected.
That's so much to them.
Yeah, and asking them what they need, and it's a quick little conversation, and they just love the interaction because a lot of them are by themselves. So if you have older family members, reach out to them, give them a phone call, do some FaceTime, do whatever we can, stay connected, see what they need. There's a lot of resources in Santa Paula. There's food almost every day of the week that's available.
Yes.
Food Share this Friday will be doing their food distribution at 1:00 at Harding Park. So we have that. Spirit of Santa Paula, as you know, does Wednesday and Saturday pantries. So Meals on Wheels is every day. You call the city of Santa Paula Parks and Rec to get a meal if you need it. And we're working on a few other things to provide some more meals through hospice and some other organizations. So we're working on that right now. But you can't go hungry in Santa Paula. There's plenty of food. You just have to ask. So
yeah,
not Shane will buy you a meal. So right.
Listen, Shane, why don't you just buy me a restaurant? We'll call it even.
I know. Well, I tell you guys, just to wrap up. I mean, I'm so into the brick and mortar and the personal stuff and everything like that. And when we get out of this, the business acronyms may be different. We don't know that. But
yes,
when you have that small town feel and the great feel that we have in Santa Paula, man, oh man, the future is bright. We just got to get there.
Yes, very true. Very true. Well, I think that might be a good spot to maybe wrap this up. And I want to thank you so much, John. Always a pleasure. And like I said, I miss you. Yeah. And Shane, always a pleasure. And I miss you. So there you go. Yeah. Just a little kissy wave. And John's wife's in the background, so he won't kiss. But anyway, no, but it's great seeing you guys. Let's get together again soon. Keep up your spirits, and thank you for helping our spirits. And don't forget, you can watch this on kadytv.net or .com. Make sure you go ahead and like us and subscribe, and that'll allow us to bring you even more programming. If you have any ideas for any programs in the future, please don't hesitate to let us know. And once again, I'm Peggy Kelly, the Santa Paula Time. And thanks again to John Marquez, Director of the Chamber of Commerce, Shane Morger, person extraordinaire with Bunnin Chevrolet of Santa Paula. And give Leo a hug from me.
I will.
Yes. And we'll see you soon. And thank you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bob. Bye-bye.